viewers, you're welcome back again on the platform BVI Channel 1. On the program, GGM Africa. Let's talk about the corruption happening across African nations and the root cause of the revolution that is happening in Africa today. Talking about what they call coup d'etat, but we call it a liberation movement. It is a liberation crusade happening across Africa. And tonight, I'll be joined by wonderful personalities who are also preaching this gospel of liberation of Africans from the shackles of darkness, from the shackles of wicked rulers and the Western puppets who use these corrupt individuals in government across African continent to keep the people down. Following the recent coup that happened in Niger, which every one of us saw, there is this development that also came up from the news that video that is circulating. Reportedly, the son of the ousted former president of Gabon, Bongo, was caught with huge amount of money in cash, stashed away in boxes, I think making preparation to elope. And in another video attached to it is a video that I've already spoken about in the past, talking about an official which is also allegedly to be a top government official in Gabon, who was also caught with a lot of money. But that one happened before the coup. And I believe these are one of the angers of the people since the video had gone into circulation before now. So the corruption which has eaten deep into the fabrics of governance in Africa is actually one of the reasons why you are seeing this liberation march sweeping across Africa. Let me quickly bring you that video, and when we come back, we'll bring in our special guest that is joining me visually all the way from the United States of America. I'll be right back.
Allô? Monsieur le procureur? Allô? C'est où tu as quitté là-bas? Allô? Allô? Oui, allô? Oui? Oui? Non, ça reste pas bon. Fermez les... Non, ça s'appelle tout condition. Vous pouviez filmer. On va envoyer à qui de vous. Voilà, filme-toi aussi. Laissez. Mais oui, mais il filme, non? Il dit il ne filme pas, il est en train de filmer. Cassez-moi ça. Cassez. Cassez, on va fouiller. C'est devant tout le monde. C'est devant tout le monde. Casse. Non, mince comme ça. Fais rentrer le truc et puis tu tires. Tu tires ça, là, ça va. Bon, maintenant, si c'est le linge de ton femme, il y a une. Mais forcément, on comprendra. C'est tout. Ouais. Wow. Filme. Et puis, monsieur. Libéré. Voilà. C'est... Madame, je ne vous autorise pas de le prendre. Je ne vous autorise pas de le prendre. Voilà. Non. On ne vous refuse rien, monsieur. Il y a l'autre là-bas aussi. Ouvrez-moi l'autre valise là-bas. Ouvrez-moi ça. Ouvrez, c'est vrai qu'il n'a pas de cadenas, on avait déjà fait. Dans souffle. Non, l'autre on avait déjà fait. Ça veut dire combien d'années je travaille? Alors, ouvrez-moi tout ça. Gabonien là. Ça les galères. L'argent c'est combien d'années? Voilà.
Faites les vidéos, vous faites aussi les photos. Au même moment.
Allez-y, les gars.
We are still on GGM Africa, and this is a live broadcast coming to you from BVI Channel 1. And the video you just watched now is that speculated video of the activities of corruption happening within the ranks and file of government officials, top government officials within Gabon, which we believe strongly is one of the biggest cankerworm eating deep into the fabrics of government and government operations in Africa, across, not just in Gabon. We have it in Nigeria. In fact, Nigeria is the headquarters where corruption is an institution. Going across all African continent, you will see a whole lot of people, taking what belongs to the public, stealing public fund, a massive primitive wealth they don't even need. And this has triggered a whole lot of frustration among the people, and they are having enough of it. And that is why you see that reflect from the population, as we all saw that happen in Gabon when they announced the coup, or they announced the takeover of the government from this family that had been corrupt for 55 years, running the government and the people of Gabon down.
Peuple gabonais est garant de la protection des institutions, avons décidé de défendre la paix en mettant fin au régime en place. À cet effet, les élections générales du 26 août 2023 ainsi que les résultats tronqués sont annulés. Les frontières sont fermées jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Toutes les institutions de la République sont dissoutes.
You can see the celebration that followed after that very announcement and takeover of government. You can see the soldiers who have, had a sign of relief, because every nook and cranny of the country is actually agog by the news. The soldiers celebrating their freedom from bondage of a family that had held them for 55 years. Not just the soldiers were happy. The people were also happy, because we saw a whole lot of people, after they had this announcement by the soldiers that they have taken over power, they trooped out on the street to celebrate these soldiers. They trooped out on the street to celebrate their freedom from bondage by one family that had held them down for over 55 years, and they still want to continue. Seeing what we just watched now regarding the son of the former president, Ali Bongo, and top officials stealing public funds, creating a situation of poverty, creating a situation of hunger, depriving the people of livelihood, basic amenities that will enable them to thrive, creating economic hardship. When you steal the commonwealth of the people, they don't have access to good education, they don't have access to proper infrastructure, they don't have access to health facilities, while you have access to all this by going abroad for your medical, for your children's education, and the rest of them. Creating a situation of insecurity, because where there is poverty and hunger, insecurity becomes the order of the day. So because of all of this, it has made a whole lot of people to stay clear out of Africa. Even Africans are running away from Africa. Much more Africans in diaspora thinking of bringing their wealth home. That's why today we have in the house a very illustrious African based in the United States of America. He's an African American and also an investor in Africa. We're bringing him to give us his own view on this whole matter as it is happening across Africa. So it's my pleasure to bring into the studios the guest we have in the house. Good evening, Mr. Brown, for joining on today's GGM Africa. You can unmute yourself, please. Good.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and the world can hear you as well.
Okay. Thank you for that very warm, kind introduction. I don't know. For some reason, the stars have been lined up and I have been waiting for the right platform to address this with people on the same frequency. So I may be a little long here, but this has been building up inside of me for very long. So please, can I proceed?
Yeah, but you can. Just give me a second. Let us introduce the second person there with you that is here with us on the program. Ndubisi, you are there. Please unmute yourself and say hello to the people. You can also bring on your video so that people can also see you as well if that is possible. Hello, Ndubisi. I think he's not on seat. All right, go ahead, my brother. I think he is probably not on seat. Go ahead with your submission with respect to what is happening in Africa. Tell us what you think about it.
Okay, is this my opportunity? Mr. Brown can speak now?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, I'm just going to make an introduction with the Berlin Conference and make sense of this. The Berlin Conference, which we all know by now, was a secret meeting in Berlin, Germany, where European powers at that time in the 19th century, 1884, decided how they were going to carve up the African continent and colonize and take what was, according to them, their right to invade, occupy, rape, plunder, and do whatever they do for a perpetual amount of years. Fast forward, when African countries received their independence, mostly in the late 1950s and 1960s, many African prime ministers and presidents who took that title of first prime minister, first president after independence, rightfully gained that office. But in cahoots with many European countries, Portugal, Holland, Germany, France, and England, and Spain, they still had their allegiances with those European powers. So it looked good on paper, but what was surreptitiously going on was still influence from the outside. Fast forward, what is being called in some media circles as the French Spring, Chad, a former Francophone country, Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, Gabon. This Bongo family, 55 years of Zambia, the late Sekou Touré of Guinea, the late great leaders of Nigeria who had, like Nnamdi Azikiwe, like those leaders of the Biafra, they had these visions, but infiltration through the CIA, infiltration through the MI5, the British intelligence, infiltration by the Mossad from Israel disallowed progress in these African nations. And these fucking fools, excuse me, these fools like Ali Bongo, like Hafi Boni of Ivory Coast, like Mobutu Sese Seko, who took power after the assassination of Patrice Lumumba. These fools, those few that I just named, most have since left office and have perished. Those fools who stayed and allowed their allegiances with Switzerland banks, with British governments, with Holland, House of Orange, they are some of the biggest sellouts. So we not only are rejoicing from what we are seeing on the media, but make no mistake, brothers and sisters, make no mistake, there is still there's still a segment of those societies that want the former leaders back. We must not get too content to see the soldiers rejoicing in the street. We must rid of those fools and those European powers once and for all. Please, please. Because as simple as they was meeting in secret in the Berlin Conference in 1884, trust me, with the Davos Conference, with the World Economic Forum, those powerful leaders in Europe, in the United Nations, they are meeting in secret on how to return their former leaders. And if they cannot return the Ali Bongos, they will try to put some sellout Africans back in office in Chad, in Niger, in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Bamako, Mali, in Conakry, Guinea, in Niamey. Please, please. We're happy. Yes, we're happy, but we must never, ever, ever, ever again become content. No. Be careful. Be very careful. I was born in America. My parents were born in America. My grandparents were born and educated in America. I know the undertakings of the Central Intelligence Agency. I know the undertakings of the Mossad in Israel. I know the undertakings of MI5 and MI6. Good. The late Queen Elizabeth is dead. She's dead. But her doctrinations, her plundering, her tactics are still in place. Please, folks, don't be fooled. Don't ever get content. Yes, we know that the late Sani Abacha, we know he did the same thing, raped and plundered the Nigerian Central Bank. We know this. I told you early on, there's many things that I've been waiting to say. We know that the son of Ali Bongo is no different from the late Sani Abacha. They took millions and billions, and guess what? The billions that was not reported, guess who has that money today? Switzerland bankers, Belgian bankers that don't look like me and you, British bankers in the city of London that do not look like me and you. Huffy Bonye's billions. Guess who usurped it and assumed possession of his wealth? Not Black Ivorians, French and Swiss bankers. So please, I appreciate the soldiers dancing in the street, but what we must continue to do for the next generation's sake, for the generation after that, Generation Alpha is what they're calling them, or Generation XYZ, for their sake. I don't have the recipe on what needs to be done, but obviously with this French Spring, there's a modus that's going in the right direction. So I'll just leave it with that. I appreciate you guys giving me this platform to say this off the script, just to get this off of my shoulders. What Mr. Peters has put together there in Nigeria with BV1 channel BV1. Oh my God. This is much, much, much appreciated from my domicile in New York City, America, from Washington, Los Angeles, from Abuja, Abia State, Zambia, Burundi, Angola, Gambia, Chad, Niger, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia. We need this in Lesotho, in Soweto, South Africa. Bro, trust me when I tell you, Mr. Peters, your endeavors will not go in vain. You will not go in vain. You have a frequency, you have shown consistency. You have shown consistency. Your listeners, your subscribers are not foolish people. We know game, we know 419. We know 419 from the realness. We know, bro, we know you are the truth. So please, keep yourself surrounded with people on your frequency. Keep yourself surrounded with us. Africans throughout the diaspora who are doing things in the artificial intelligence space, in the music space, in the computer science space, the medical space, in architectural design space. Please, bro, your subscribers, your viewers come from a range of socioeconomic means: master's degree holders, PhD holders, Bachelor of Science holders, teenagers, screen ages, adults, government officials, finance, Igbo, Tuareg, Mandingo, Malinke, Yoruba, Hausa, Kunari, Asmara, Oromo, Gambela, Tigrinya. Bro, I'm telling you, my heart is warm. My heart is warm, Mr. Peters. This is not scripted. This is not scripted. And I'm standing here on my roof at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, New York, on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Why? Because you invited me. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dalu, Dalu, Dalu.
Thank you very much for that, your warm speech. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Brown, for that very run on the historical perspective of the issue at hand. And to you who are just joining, we are talking about the corruption that has eaten deep within the fabrics of governance in Africa, which is also one of the reasons people are revolting across Africa, because it has gotten up to this point. It is shocking them, and they are saying they have had enough. That is exactly what you're seeing happening across Africa, and the people are celebrating it. But we looked at a video that is circulating. The son of the former president, Ali Bongo. The son was seen, and other officials were seen with huge amount of money. In fact, this one that you're looking at right now, I published it earlier, I think about last month, where this video came circulating, and the people's anger were raging. I think as they were building up for the election in Gabon, these are some of the things people saw and said, no, they must vote out this government of impunity and corruption. And they gathered together and voted this family out, who had held them down for 55 years, 55 whole years. And the man also, just like we had in Nigeria, someone imposing himself through the Electoral Commission. He announced himself the winner. And what happened next is that the military have to step in, because they knew quite well that the people had had enough, and they voted massively. That is why I always admonish people on this platform, and that is what GGM is all about. Good governance through political revolution. Political revolution that will only happen through the ballot revolution. They can imagine if Gabonese did not come out en masse to vote against the government in power. The man will have a free walk back into government house, and the military will not have any reason to dismiss the election because you gave in, because you allowed yourself to either be used to rig the election or you actually sold your votes to these corrupt individuals. And at the end of the day, you continue suffering. We have the Ambassador General of GGM joining us also virtually from Oka, Anambra State, Nigeria. Ndubisi Anenugu is right here with us. Ndubisi, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, Chinedu. And good evening, Mr. Brown from United States of America. And greetings to our people all over the world. Yeah, Chinedu, thank you for the wonderful job you've been for advertising and educating our people yourselves. You know, for over the years, our people can I say, our people are in the dark. Our people are very ignorant. They don't know their right hand from their left hand. When a governor does pay salary, our people celebrate such person. When a governor builds road, our people celebrate such person. Even when a governor, like the former governor of Delta State, embezzled public fund to the tune of 50 billion naira. He was arrested in UK. And when he was returning home, the people were celebrating him. Seriously, this job we are doing in Good Governance Ministry is a very difficult job, but we will continue to do it. Because first thing is mental liberation. You have to liberate yourself mentally. Many of our people back home are so rich that the only thing they can boast of having is money. When you don't have money and you don't have content, I mean, you are still seriously in danger. So, Chinedu, I want to thank you once again for your commitment, for the sacrifice, for thankless job we've been doing for our dear people. A lot of people and say, Chinedu, go and find a work to do, go and get something, go and get busy. But they never knew that what you are doing is for posterity. They never knew that what they are doing was billions of dollars that nobody can pay you. However, Africa is in a serious trouble, in a serious mess. Is a paradox, of course. It's ironical. It's like mathematics turned upside down. Everything we are doing here, starting from the religious institutions, to our financial institutions, everything is tailored towards failure, for us to fail, and for us to depend on our colonial masters. Africans, for the past 6 decades, have been trapped in serious economic mess. Yes, I heard when Mr. Brown was giving us historical perspective, as in how Africa was balkanized in 1886, 84, 85, 86. Africa was shared. Africa was distributed among themselves. And they were all given a portion of the land. Britain, what have you, all sorts of French colonized this, Britain colonized this one take this, and this one take that. And ever since that, it has remained so. So the current situation in Africa, please, I want our people all over the world, our people in diaspora, our people in America, our people in Russia, our people in China. We have our people, Africans, scattered all over the world. And these guys have learned the Western way of doing things. They have learned technology, they've learned language, they've learned science, what have you, in medicine, they're everywhere. They have learned the white man way of doing things. And what we are doing here is to organize our people. Good governance ministry is all about organizing good people. We have a lot of 419 groups. We have a lot of people who are not sincere. We have a lot of people who are pursuing money. But Chinedu, we have stood the ground for posterity, for our children's generation. Because money, we have seen money. Money cannot buy us anything. Money cannot buy us happiness. Money cannot buy our environment. Chinedu, you knew when people invited us, send your children overseas to Canada, send your children, why are you still in Nigeria? You know, Chinedu came back from UK. But I told them, if all of us should go to Canada, who will be in our land to build our land? If all of us to travel to America, my own brother is in America, who will be here to build our land? Who will be here to fight, to insist that the right thing be done? And that is why we are here organizing our people. So I want to encourage our people everywhere they are in the world. Please, let's organize ourselves. Let's show ourselves love. Let's use our talents. We all have talents. I'm an economist, you know, I understand how to build institutions. I understand how to build my village economy. So let's use our individual talents. We have all different talents. Yes, let's use it to build Africa. Yes, let's use it to develop ourselves with love. With love. Only love can see us through. Chinedu, let me for now pause while I stand by. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Indubisi, for that, your submission. I really appreciate that. And I think I'm being joined by Amos, joining us from Gambia. Hello, Amos. You're welcome to the program. This is the GGM Africa. And we're talking about the Gabon coup and the follow-up stories of corruption, where the son of the ousted president was caught with a whole lot of money, stashed out somewhere, probably getting ready to elope with it. And also, we saw other videos where an official that is purportedly a top government official in Gabon that is also caught with a whole lot of money. That one actually happened before the coup. I think during the build-up of the Gabon election, presidential election, that was when the video went viral. I published it actually, and that's part of the reason why the people, you know, came out to say enough is enough for this government, for these same people, this same family that had held us to ransom. Now, to your own opinion, what do you think is actually the problem of African leaders, why they can't let go of primitive accumulation of wealth at the expense of their own people? What's your opinion on that?
Bro, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on your show. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate what you're doing. And yeah, my opinion towards that is like, this is nothing new, bro. I mean, this has been happening for a very long time. It's just that they caught them right now, but it's been happening all the time. All the time. This is what is going on in Africa. They take and they work for some certain group which are outsiders that have no benefit for Africa. This has been going on. So just because they got caught now, it's not like nothing new. So when it comes to that, and the president's son, this is a government. This is like a monarchy. To me, this is a monarchy because, I mean, as far as I know, I think Gabon, this regime has been going on since independence. As far as I'm concerned, yeah. So this is a monarchy. It's not. So yeah, of course they are preparing a king to come in who's reckless, who have no interest towards his people, which is the father. The grandfather did the same thing. The father is doing the same thing. The father got caught before he come in. So what I will just say to African leaders right now, we need to be bold. I mean, come on. How long are we going to take this? Like, after everything that we've been through, when it comes to slavery, when it comes to colonization, listen, as an African, I live in England for a very long time. I grew up in England. I have never been respected in England. I tell you, brother, I still get followed when I go in a supermarket. Every time, my neighborhood supermarket, which is 2 minutes away from my flat, every time I go there, and I get followed. The last time I have a problem with a Nigerian security guard there, my own brother following me in a supermarket. And this has been going on all my life in England. And this is one of the main reasons I came back. These people are not our friend. They will never be our friend. They don't like us. They want to get rid of us. And as far as we Africans realize that we are in a big spiritual warfare with these people have never left us alone. These people are always plotting how to get rid of us. They are killing us from food. They are killing us from medicine. They are killing us from the airwaves. In every kind of psychological warfare, these people don't need to come here and drop bomb us on anymore, because they've already won the war. They've already won the war. When we talk about democracy, I hear all these people like Niger, for instance. They're talking about, okay, oh, we need to negotiate. What is there to negotiate now? We've already taken it. From my opinion, in Niger, there's no negotiation. We've already taken it. And in Gabon, there's no negotiation. We've taken it. Full stop. All we want is them to leave us alone. We want to be independent. We never had independence. And now we want independence. Our kids are dying. They're going through back way. Gambia is the highest rate of per capita people that are dying in just 3 months ago. There's one boat that left here in Gunjur here. I live in Sanyang. The next village is Gunjur. There was a boat that left here with 60 Gambians, and it disappeared. Did you even know that they got bombed, or they drowned, or they meet a storm? But the important thing is, the main thing is they're dead, and we don't know where they are. They're gone under the sea. So it's up to us as Africans to sort this problem. No one is ever going to give us our power. We need to take our power back. And as soon as every African realizes that we need to take our own power from these people have no interest in our survival. These people want to make Africa a botanic garden. We are a burden to these people. They want to kill us. Listen, in the 1800s, America, if you go back to history, there were governors, black governors, working in the official system. There were people like being buried, black people being buried with high diplomats in the same graveyard. You know, when the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, were so much in power, you know what they did? It wasn't in their interest to empower black people anymore. What they did, they dragged some of the black people out of their offices. They dig them out of their graveyards, throw their bodies away. When When these people find it necessary to get rid of black people for their own survival, they will get rid of us. And now is the time. France is not going to give up. France will do everything in its power to pursue this war, because without this war, France is going to go down. So we need to be prepared. There's going to be a war. It's coming.
I agree with you. I agree with you totally. Honestly, we are still on the program, GGM Africa. We're going to take a recap on the very issue we are talking about, which is the corruption happening. And some of you who might have joined late after we have played the video that is circulating, which we believe is what triggered the takeover of government by the military in Gabon. And we have here our gentlemen who are discussing this issue across the world, Black people uniting on this platform, GGM Africa, where we speak the truth that will set Africans free from the bondage of wicked and oppressive political class who had made themselves available tools, stooges in the hands of the Western powers. So tonight, we are talking about the corruption that has eaten very deep in governance of African nations. Let us have a recap on that very video of Ali Bongo's son and the other top official that was caught with huge amount of money. I'll be right back.
I think we're having problems with the brother, right?
Allô? Monsieur le procureur? Allô? C'est où tu as quitté là-bas? Allô? Allô? Oh, ok, oui, allô? Oui? Oui? Non, non, ça passe pas. Non, ça s'appelle
on va envoyer à qui de... Voilà. Mais oui,
Allô?
il ne filme pas, il est en train de filmer. Cassez-moi ça. Cassez. Cassez, on va fouiller. C'est devant tout le monde. C'est devant tout le monde. Fais rentrer le truc et puis tu tires. Mais forcément, on comprendra. C'est tout. Ouais. Filme. Et puis, monsieur. Libéré. Ne vous autorise pas de le prendre. Voilà. Non, non, non. On ne refuse rien, monsieur. Il y a l'autre là-bas aussi. Ouvrez-moi l'autre valise là-bas. Ouvrez-moi ça. Ouvrez. Celui qui n'a pas de cadenas, on avait déjà.
Hello, guys.
Alors, ouvrez-moi tout ça. Voilà. Faites les vidéos, vous faites aussi les photos. Au même moment.
We are still on the program GGM Africa, and we still have our brothers. What we just had is just a short commercial or a short break to watch the video we are looking at tonight. That is the video of Ali Bongo's
son who was caught to allot money, and also an official of the government also had a stash of cash running into billions. That one, this very video you're seeing on your screen is actually the video that happened before the election. And I believe is what triggered the frustration of the people to come out in mass to vote out this corrupt government. We are also appraising the impact of corruption across African continent. And this corruption process always ends in the banks of the West, just like we have the French bank having all of these, we have the one of Britain, we have the scattered abroad. The process of corruption, the process of stolen wealth, money that was meant to improve the life of the people, the collective wealth was meant to put in infrastructure that will help the economy to thrive. These monies are stolen and cast away, stashed out in different banks abroad, while the people continue to suffer and Africa continues to remain perpetually in darkness, perpetually under poverty and hunger. People ask, why would Africa have so much in resources while the people are living in abject poverty? This is a direct example of one of many that is happening across Africa, including Nigeria, where I'm from. I will have Africans scattered abroad gathering together on this platform, GGM Africa, where we speak the truth, undiluted, uncensored, and that is the same truth that will set Africans free from the shackles of darkness, from the wickedness of oppressive leaders. Now, to you, I'll go back again to our discussants who are right here with me. I'll go to Mr. Brown. Tell us what you think Africans should do. People are saying, "Oh, this democratic process that is being truncated by the military. How sure are we that the military will not be as bad as the politicians?" Yes, you can understand their fears because historically in Nigeria, we see the mess the military regime created in Nigeria. The mess they created in Nigeria has kept Nigeria where it is till today. So these are part of the reservation. But I have my opinion with respect to why the coup happened in different places and what is quite different from what is happening today. Then we also look at the most effective way for Africans to liberate themselves. In my opinion, and GGM Africa will always preach for ballot revolution. Anytime you have an opportunity to go to the ballot, come out like your life depends on it. Come out like your life depends on it. Don't just vote any person because he throws money at you. Don't just don't waste your vote on people who you believe are popular, but yet you don't know their character, or people who you don't even know the source of their wealth. People that have so much money without any enterprise. People who have amassed money at the expense of the people who have stolen from public funds, and yet these are the kind of people Africa always push forward for leadership position. This narrative must end, and that is why we continue on this campaign and crusade to unite African people and to create awareness across African borders to rise up and take their place. So go ahead, my brother.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, Mr. Brown here. You know, again, thank you, Mr. Peters. Thank you, Chinudu, Mr. Peters, for allowing all of us throughout the diaspora, this platform is much needed. Okay, so here I go. It's not a summation, but I'm going to piggyback my good brother from Gambia. His experience is in the UK, why he's back in beautiful Gambia. I don't know how, with the proximity to Batus or Banjul, but that is a beautiful country. Here we go. I have colleagues of mine, Nigerian born medical doctors in America. I have family members. who are cardiothoracic surgeons and pulmonologists in America. They have salaries that begin at $100,000 per year. Listen to me carefully. I'm drawing a picture. I have colleagues of mine who studied both in Nigeria and the US. They are working in America. Their starting salary, meaning their base for 12 months a year, they earn a minimum $400,000. I speak to them. They are Pan-Africanists. They are professionals in their respective fields. Most of them tell me, Mr. Brown, you know, and I know I'm not going to earn this salary back in the motherland. They're not gonna make this salary in the motherland. Here I go. Not everything is for everybody. Like Chinny Ochebu's book, Things Fall Apart. We all read that book. I read that book 25 times. Things fall apart. Why I like to begin salaries of these professionals is because we cannot expect our best and our brightest to all uproot themselves and return to their countries of origin. No. Let us not fool ourselves. In all disciplines, medicine, biology, mathematics, finance, architecture, computer science, AI, banking, all across the diaspora, all across the world. Yes, there are leading African medical doctors in Australia, leading African scientists, computer scientists in India, in China, all over the world. A lot of them left their countries of origin because of the instabilities that were hindering them from furthering their educations and optimizing their earning potentials. Mr. Chinedu, I explained to you, in 2 months, I'm returning to Ethiopia permanently with a tech startup. Let me just break my background for those who don't know. My first degree is in computer science. My second degree is in movie making from the Hollywood Film Institute in Santa Monica, California. My first degree in computer science is from DeVry University here in America. Why do I choose to bring this back to Ethiopia? Because I see as an investor the greater potential with the African youth. I don't expect my family, my constituents to share the zeal that I have for Africa. No. Not everything is for everybody. I'm making this move. I'm a single man. I have one child in the US. Nothing is stopping me. And God is leading me to go back to Africa to make the greatest impact. I know what's in here, and I know what's in here. Secondly, religion. Islam and Christianity has worked for some, but has been at the detriment for most of us in Africa. I did not stutter. Islam and Christianity has not done anything for many of our brethren in Africa. Many clergy members are pimping. They're pimping the congregation. We have to discuss this, because this forum, yes, the coups in Africa is the hot issue, But there's something bigger, brothers. There's something bigger. Tomorrow, our people have to eat. Tomorrow, our posterity has to educate. Tomorrow, our children have to have a secure future so that they can earn and become homeowners and share in the prosperity, excuse me, for what we, our generation, has laid ground on. And as the gentleman from Gambia has so very well articulated, so that a repeat of the Berlin Conference does not occur again, because I say it, and I'm gonna say it until I go 6 feet under. They are working surreptitiously to restore their imperialist, colonial motives and objectives on the continent of Africa. We must never get complacent. These people are wicked. These people are devilish. These people have no good intentions. They move around Africa with this phony Peace Corps missions, with these funny little religious uniforms, handing out these funny pamphlets that our ancestors never patronized. Our ancestors never once adhered to their funny little religions. Please, brothers, I'm not making a mockery. I am not making a mockery of Jesus Christ nor the Prophet Muhammad. That is what I'm not doing. I'm just speaking on experience and truth and a greater clairvoyance. Please, you don't have to agree today. We'll pick up on another forum next week, but please, I just have to spread what's on my mind and what has taken place is as a result of the Thomas Sankara movements, the Simeon Toko movements, the Patrice Lumumbas, the Kwame Nkrumahs, the Tamba Jangs of Gambia. We know this. This is not scripted. That gentleman from Gambia, my brother there in Anambra, Enugu, oh my God. I have to say this. I love you, brothers. I love you, brothers.
Thank you very much.
I'm lonely in America. Why? Because the frequency, the vibrancy and the frequency on so many people, they're asleep and they are accepting bullshit. They are accepting remedial news, fake news, remedial incomes and salaries just for their daily bread. Just for their daily bread. Trust me when I tell you, brothers, I was born in America. My family is middle to upper income. My family is full of PhDs, medical doctors, and entrepreneurs. They looking at me like I'm freaking crazy. They saying, Brown, why the hell are you going to Ethiopia? I know why I'm going. I know. And I'm old enough to make my own decisions. And I'm out of here. This funny looking US dollar, it doesn't entertain me anymore. It doesn't entertain me. It does not entertain me. No. I've been to 16 countries in Africa. I've been to 16 countries in Africa, and give me 20 seconds. I've been to 16 countries in Africa. From east, west, I've never been north. East, west, I love the continent. I'm gonna die in Africa. I'm going to live, prosper, and die. Bury me in Africa. I'm finished with this place. Obama is a fucking sellout. Obama is a sellout. Don't listen to me, brothers. Those of you who have never been to America, those of you who applauded him when he first came in office simply because his skin was chocolate That guy is worse than Bush. He's worse than Margaret Thatcher. He's worse than Donald Trump. That guy is, he's part of the system. He's part of the CIA's agenda. He's part of the people who are plotting to restore these people. And the present president in Senegal, Macky, watch out. Senegal and Nigeria is next. Senegal and Nigeria is next. So thank you.
All right,
Please, Mr. Peters,
thank you, Brown. Let us quickly, because I want to take some of the commentaries coming from the live chat. We sincerely appreciate every one of you who have been watching the program. And someone actually asked a question on how he or she can get in touch with BVI Channel 1 or me.
Upload GGM. You upload the way so that I'll publish it before. Yeah, let me see that.